Good morning and welcome to Enterprise Morning on Enterprise Television. I am Kende Boduri.
And I am Henry Igwebike.
All right, it's the start of a new month and we are glad to have you on the show. And happy new month to you. We will kick off with today's newspaper review before diving into the main conversation of the day. Trust me, you don't want to miss a moment. You can join the conversation by dropping your comments, liking, and following us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV 7. So joining us to share the matters at hand is Barrister Evans Ufeli. He's a barrister and public affairs analyst. You're welcome, sir.
Good morning to you, Barrister.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so first of all, I should even, commend your looks, sir. You look so fabulous. I think you're taking us to the north today.
You very much. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And
so let's kickstart today with the first daily on our desk. It's coming from the Vanguard newspaper.
Yeah.
And we have the big story: petrol consumption down 28%. Ipman grounds.
Okay, we have Tinubu has been fair to all sections of Nigeria, FG.
And also on wages and the matters regarding it, we have NECA. NLC urge states to emulate Imo and Ebonyi.
Okay, we have 2027. Keyamo wants PDP against feuding Jonathan Obi.
And no sabotage in Abuja-Kaduna trail derailment, and that's coming from the federal government.
Okay, we have on the top strip of still the Vanguard newspaper, we have Union Bank complete merger with Titan Trust Bank.
All right, a big congratulations to them, mergers, and hopefully they would get their money up to the limit it should be. But the barrister, let's get to Keyamo, the Minister of Aviation. 2027, Keyamo wants a PDP against the fielding Jonathan and Obi. And of course, the party has replied, you can't decide our candidate. The PDP replies, Minister. Are we sensing fear within the camp of the APC right now?
I don't know what Keyamo is up against. I mean, what he's trying to do. Because it was Oscar Wilde who said that when your enemy is making a mistake, don't correct him. Okay, I mean, why not allow them to lose? Let them fail. Allow them to feed Jonathan in or Obi, and let them lose according to you. Why the unsolicited advice? You are not in the party. You are not the spokesperson of the party. You are not. I mean, you want to retain power in 2027. Okay, so anything that will make you retain power, that's what you should do. Okay? Now, why are you telling the adverse party, the opposition party, not to feed in a particular candidate? I mean, that for me, it's marks of fear and trepidation. What it means technically is that these two persons in question are very popular. Very popular. I mean, Jonathan for the sympathy that surrounds his condition, and Obi for the movement that his political strength and history has created. So the two of them have some level of support and huge following. Okay? Yeah. And then you are saying they should not feed any of them in. What that means is that you are really scared that if they come to that conclusion to feed them in, and PDP to feed those candidates, you are going to have a problem. Even though I have a problem with the choice of Jonathan in the PDP, I have a problem with that. But that notwithstanding,
but do you believe that Jonathan might return? There's this growing.
I have a confidant, a friend who is close to Jonathan. When they rumored it the first time, it was my friend that told me that Jonathan is not running. Okay. It's the person I will ask again this time around. But you know, the wife delivered an interview yesterday, right?
Yes.
Somewhere in a gathering where they were talking about it, and she said that she will never return to Asoro. That God graciously took her away from Asoro. And nothing in her life will take her back to that place. You know, that is a pointer from the wife. Okay? But that may not be. You cannot take that as an official statement because not from the person in question that is suspected to be. If it's not from, and when you look at the optics, well, PDP have a chance to do what they have to do. For me, I had thought that Peter Ob's entrance into the PDP would have given them the required strength except for critics who said that with Wike and other persons who are bent on the party sinking, that it may not be easy for him to pull through that political strength and all that. But I think Keyamo is just playing to the gallery. Yes, he's playing to the gallery. He's scared. He's playing to the gallery. He knows that the APC as currently constituted have not delivered. They have failed completely. Yes, because when you look at it, the bridge between the rich and the poor is getting wider, and the rich, they are smiling to the bank repeated. I mean, their wealth is being doubled. All of them. They are the ones in business, the ones in politics. Just name it. The ones connected to this government, their wealth is being doubled. But those who are the lowest cadre, the masses, of course, you know that the masses in very civilized countries are people who are comfortable. They're able to access credit, they're able to access grocery, they are gainfully employed. If they are not, they can easily get employment. They are not underemployed, they are not underpaid, they are not old in civilized countries. But the masses in Nigeria, in fact, one of your greatest prayer in this country should be that you should not become the masses of the country called Nigeria. Because that is the harbinger of hell. That is where hell lives. Okay? So, whatever it is, that's the fear. I would rather he encourage the party or the government to work on the economy. Let the promises they made, their manifesto, they have not been able to accomplish 1% of their manifesto. So in 2 years, going to 3 years, that's failure in essence.
All right.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Let's talk about the significance of Keyamo's warning. How significant is Keyamo's warning as PDP considers Jonathan and Obi for 2027?
His warning is insignificant because the two persons he's pointing to are the most relevant and popular in the scale of political preference. I mean, okay, who else? Even the other statesmen in the party have called on Obi. Some of them are calling on Jonathan. You understand? There's a reason they are doing that, because these guys have track record. Okay, and when Jonathan was president, was highly vilified. But I think Nigeria wasn't like this. Highly vilified, but Nigeria wasn't like this. And at that time, the direction of the economy, the pointers and everything was in public glare. You could see the debate between Sanusi, the former minister of the economy, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, and all of them in that 2012 town hall meeting they had, where they shred up the Nigerian economy. They were able to show us where everything is going to and how the economy is managed. Under this administration, you don't know anything. You don't know anything because, I mean,
there's no transparency.
There's no transparency. There's no record of where the economy is heading to. The growth of the economy, we cannot measure it. Under Jonathan, is measured every month. That this month it grew by 0.23% and all that. And when it falls at so percent. You can follow up. You understand the cost of fuel then, the cost of rice then, and the rest of that. You can follow. A bag of rice was less than 30,000 naira then.
Yeah.
Okay, it was less than 30,000 naira. I mean, there were insecurity then too.
Yes, there was.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that time they were even importing too. Okay, and all that. So this economy is just. I mean, Buhari took us so many years backward, left it up this man. Tinubu came and destroyed everything. With the economic philosophy that the pain is temporary. Any pain that exceeds 2 years is not temporary, because how many years do you have to live that you suffer for 2 years? Life is incredibly short.
Yes, sir.
So if people have to suffer for 2 years just because they will enjoy later, which is not visible. If you are going to enjoy later, the blocks should be there. We should be seeing the marks, and that government have clarity on what it's doing exactly, and they're able to put things together. But there's none here. and it's unfortunate.
Very true. Barrister, it's very important that you talked about Peter Obi and the willingness of the PDP to get him over to their side, because they've seen him, they've seen some level of prudence in him. But let me digress for a little bit, especially with regards to what is making rounds, Deji Adeyanju, who has spoken so not well about Peter Obi. The case I would love to believe, I do not know the level it is right now, but calling Peter Obi a fraud, what was your take on that?
No, I think that is extreme. You see, that is why in the legal profession, the longer you stay in the legal profession, the more you're able to curtail your speech. The Jardine is less than a year-old lawyer, okay? And if you look at it, his beef with Peter Obi is personal. He's just using this other thing to cover up, to say that you're offering him a bribe. What is the political capital of the Adeyanju? How many people can the Adeyanju mobilize for Peter Obi? That Peter Obi cannot mobilize, or that the obedient cannot mobilize? Was it the Adeyanju that mobilized the obedient for Peter Obi in the last election, that led him to win Lagos, win everywhere, and the president and the whole of APC, they were shivering before they went to do their useless technical glitch, for which they turned the result upside down, for which one of them, Erufai, came out this year and said that Peter Obi won the election? Was it the Adeyanju that mobilized people for Peter Obi? So Peter Obi even answering the Adeyanju for me is unfortunate. If I were Peter Obi, I would not even respond to him.
Despite how sensitive the defamatory statement was?
Yeah, it's sensitive. Defamation anywhere in the world is sensitive. Okay, and that is why Peter Obi's lawyers quickly sent that reaction notice to him, okay, to caution him and to ask him to apologize. It's sensitive. He made that statement that's a fraud, but it's inconsequential. No. That's what I'm trying to say. It's inconsequential because for me, it looked like, okay, look at the second statement he made. That if they present Peter Obi as opposition, he will vote. What is he trying to do? The same Buhari that he vilified, the same Buhari that every day, Tinubu, that will vote Tinubu. The same Tinubu that he vilified, the same Tinubu that he talks, all sorts against. Is the same person that's the same thing he said about Dangote too. Say Dangote uses Nigerian money to become the richest man. You have proof and evidence. Who talks like that as a lawyer? You understand? You need to have, even if it's true, nobody will absorb that hook, line, and sinker. You have to provide evidence. You understand? So the person in question, you have to look at his mental state, his social and political outing, his posture, and the rest of that. Many of these people that are all over the place calling themselves all sorts in terms of activism and agitation and the rest of that. Not everyone is doing this wholeheartedly. You're doing it from the mind. Some people, the likes of Renan Mokri, for example, he just came out recently and said that it's unfair for Muslims to pray and then go back to. You see the kind of thing he does. He's looking for an endorsement now, through which they will start to do something that they'll get money. Definitely. That's exactly what is happening. You understand? So we have pockets of non-state actors in the country, across the country. The unfortunate thing about it is that the non-state actors get away with all their shenanigans. Many of them get away with all their shenanigans. And at the end of the day, it's not for the purpose of nationhood or the growth of the country or the economy or the people or the well-being of society. It's about personal aggrandizement. It's about objectives. It's about, sometimes it's just about somebody somewhere sponsoring that story, sponsoring that mayhem and chaos that they use. If it's not from that one, if they're not calling him fraud, they will call him religious by God. Religious by God, you call him what do you call it, ethnic or whatever. And the rest so they throw that all over the place. And that's why I'm happy that there's an amendment of the Cybercrime Act now in 2025. Now that amendment has strengthened out some issues that were not captured in the first one, 2015. Right now, if you go online and begin to write against one ethnic group and the rest of that, and you defame and do all that, it's not capital punishment and it's life imprisonment. Yes. Because I know how stupid people are online. Yeah. That is why the average Nigerian should try and study law. Even if you don't graduate, just go and read law. You don't have to graduate, just know what the law is. You understand? Because people go about, somebody was talking the other day that is going to deal with this man, going to deal with him. I have sent my hacker to hack his head. You have sent your hacker, check the law. If you access anybody's data unauthorized, it's an offense itself. You are saying it that you have. So, you see the huge deposit of ignorance in our society must be eviscerated. We must do something about our educational system. Yes. We have to rejig our educational system. Because most of the people who come out to say things, who are the non-state actors and who are the whatsoever it is they call themselves, have little or no knowledge of the law. And that is why they fall prey most of the time. Even the ones who study law, look at how they are talking, let alone the ones who don't even know what the law is.
What do you expect them to do?
Yeah, well, we're actually very excited about that particular change. And amongst them, of course, with time, we would get to let you know some of these things. Amongst them is when you wiretap or when you record someone else's conversation without letting the person know is also a crime. So many more, of course, we will do a special report on that. So we would educate all of us more on this. But let's take a look at other matters here. The Tinubu has been fair to all sections of Nigeria. That's coming from federal government. It's like the federal government is trying as much as they can to more than explain things that are very obvious. And this is stemming from the northern part of Nigeria saying that Lagos State alone in 2 years had gotten for itself about 3.6 trillion worth of project. Lagos alone, not the whole southwest. And they are saying that it's not fair, it's not equity. But the federal government is trying to explain how that they are giving consideration to every region.
Yeah, well, the thing about what is going on is, if you are doing the wrong thing, you have to keep explaining. You'll be explaining. Anybody you see, you stop the person on the road and start to explain. You understand? You don't know why you're explaining because you are trying to. I mean, I know that there are a lot of projects, federal government projects that started before this administration, before Tinubu's administration. That is the airport, I think the seaport, the airport, I think they both started.
The seaport was done and dusted by the Buhari's administration. The delicate is a deep sea seaport.
But the airport is ongoing and yes, but I think even those ones, I think they are under the contract of the past.
Yes, exactly.
Now, the one of this particular government, what particular government, I don't know the details of the project, except for the Lagos
Calabar Coastal Highway.
Maybe there are others.
Yes, others that
for
we do
which
not
people
know.
are talking about. The lack of equity, even in the seaport arrangements, where we already have existing seaports that are moribund, speaks a lot about what this whole thing is about. You cannot just empower Lagos and keep empowering Lagos and Lagos and Lagos, and other places you are supposed to decentralize to even ease the population off, ease the traffic off other places. You know, sir. There are so many beautiful places across the country, projects, abandoned projects all over the country. When you travel by road, you see how bad the roads are and the rest of that. So maybe even the criminality we are having today in many places, because Lagos seems to be relatively safe, because of the kind of security architecture built around the trust fund for security. Maybe if they have situate many other projects and industries across Lagos State and other states, people in those states will be busy. They will stay away from crime and criminality. Because apart from Lagos and Abuja, and maybe one other state, you go to many states, nothing is going on there. Nothing is really going on. What they have is farming and government work.
Subsistent life.
Government cannot employ up to 2% of the population. And once you leave that up there, you have business people. Business people will also do well if if the seaports and other projects in other states are working, because then they will be able to address so many issues. So whatever we have to do, let's apply equity. That's the only way we can, because if you look at the appointment too, you see that the appointment is lacking in merit. It's lopsided, it's one-sided and all that. There are some states, maybe If not for that, states have to nominate ministers.
So some state would have been deprived.
Yeah. By that arrangement, that section 14, subsection 3 of the Constitution, I talk about, even distribution of, so that there will be inclusiveness or inclusivity in terms of appointment and governance. If not for that, perhaps we might be having a problem just having one ethnic group being appointed to head every government parastatal and order. That's not a good way to go about.
All right, so let's crisscross to the Daily Trust newspaper. Can I say, unfortunately, it's just one big story there. Advertising has taken over Daily Trust for today. And that story is 69 days after launch. Farmers await federal government tractors. Barrister, are we living in a deceptive administration? I remember when President Bola Tinubu launched this agricultural revolution thing with 2,000 tractors. They all brought them all over the place and it's all littered all over the place. And we all thought it was El Dorado. Agriculture will begin to see a little, goodness in it. But is this a bureaucratic bottleneck or is this just deception, pure deception?
No, it tells you where our priority lies. Okay. When they concluded the policy to buy cars for members of the National Assembly, how long did it take before those cars were delivered? It was within a month. The cars were delivered to all of them. So that's where our priority is. So now you're talking about agriculture that is supposed to increase national income, boost the economy, improve yield for exportation and municipal consumption. You don't have the tractors. You don't have it. That of fertilizer is not, many of the farmers do not receive fertilizer. Yes. This is already August.
This is September.
Sorry, this is September 1st. Yes. So when are they going to use it to plant? Planting is April, March, April.
Yes.
You understand? When the rains are coming. So when are they going to get the tractors? Okay, are they going to get tractors for next year's operation? Because farming is seasonal.
Yeah.
You understand? We're already approaching harvest. From next month, they will start to harvest yam.
Yes.
October is a New Yam festival in many. So if the New Yam is out next month, when are they going to get this into? What are we doing? What are we doing? Then those who are seated in the National Assembly, ministers and the rest of that, will get brand new cars up and they will use government money to fuel it. And be driving all over the place, doing nothing, blowing siren all over the place, doing nothing. So that's what our priority is. If we're a serious country, we will suspend all this waste and focus on these farmers. Because if you focus on farmers in 3 years, you will be surprised what the ground, the earth can yield.
Sure.
Yes, you'll be surprised. When you take care of the insecurity, take care of all their problems, get them good quality seedlings and let them plant within 3 years. Within 3, 4, 5 years, we can go back to the groundnut pyramid.
Very well, very true.
The palm produce already. The soil is still the same. The land mass is not
the same. Yes.
The soil is still the same. Everything is the same. So, but the investment. If you go to the village, you see how farmers are suffering. How they have to ride, some of them will have to ride bicycle to the farm. Some will have to ride Okada to the farm, okay? What does it cost, okay, to give them vehicles on what they call soft load? Or to give them some of these tractors and this machine they use for harvest.
Tools,
Yes, the tools for farming. What will it cost? You understand? And take care of their roads inward into the farmland and outward. And then make sure that their roads are good for them to take the farm produce out into the city. You understand? Or straight to the port where they will export it. The middlemen who will buy from them and all that. You create an environment, take care of security and the rest of that. You create an environment that you see, the farmers were happy that a basin of Gary sometimes at the beginning of the year was about 25,000, 27,000. They were so happy. Yes. So, but now as we speak, it's 14,000. You see the drop. So, so many things are militating against that. okay, sometimes they have to do panic sales. Because if they don't sell, they will not be able to take care of the home front. So even when a buyer, a marketer is there and is telling them of a very reduced price, they'll be looking at their goods, they don't want to take it back. So they just give it out. So more like free. And that's what they go through in everything they do. But they don't have storage facility. If they keep it, it can get spoiled.
Yeah.
Water can, they are not living in very comfortable houses. You understand? So they don't even have the storage to keep storing. And when they store, they don't have money. They cannot bear the, what do you call it? They cannot stand the consequence of not selling off just because they are waiting for the price to increase. They can't, because they are also handicapped. So if government is not contributing, now the worst part of it is the state governments. The state government are the worst, the governors are the worst set of persons in this country. Because a sub-sovereign, a regional government should be able to intercept the citizens where the federal government left them off. You understand? The people cannot be stranded because the federal government is not doing so much and the state will be failing too. Doesn't make sense, because now the state even get higher allocations. Part of the money saved from subsidy is being added to what they get, what they were getting before.
Yeah.
And those states like Delta that have extra 13% derivation, they now have 3 sponge of resources. One coming from their main allocation, the other one from the subsidy, the other one is 13% derivation, and the IGR. What are they doing with it? If you go to my village, there's no road. You understand? I was saying that very soon we'll go to the shrine and call the gods of that land to kill them. Yes. Or to do something about this situation, or to punish them severely. Because the kind of resources that flow into this, if you look at, that is why no state in Nigeria will show you their budget. Have you ever seen a state budget?
No.
I have written letters upon letters upon letters to Delta State government, quoting the Freedom of Information Act. The only time they responded to me, they said the Freedom of Information Act only applied to the federal government.
Really?
Yeah, that's what they were telling me. That does not apply to state government. I said, what do you mean? What's an act? The act is not, you're not supposed to domesticate it, and then I have access to. So, it just tells you that they will not show you the budget. So you don't know how much is coming in, you don't know how much is going out, you don't know how they. A governor, past governor in my state, spent 1.3 trillion doing nothing. Cannot account for it.
Oh, that's really unfair.
The farmers in Delta say, how many are they in number? 1.3 trillion. Let's not even talking about the one. Let's even talk about the 3 billion that's on top.
Yes.
On top of the 1.3 billion.
Yeah, 300 billion actually.
Sorry, 300 billion. 300 billion. Let's even just take that 300 billion only. Is that not enough? There's no hospital in Delta State, I'm just telling you.
No primary health care clinics. Centers.
There are clinics, but they are under lock and key. The few ones that are working, when you go there, somebody is just there. Not like, you know when they say something is functioning, you don't have hospitals. So if you fall sick there, you're on your own. Unless the 300 billion you put it to use to either public healthcare or you put it in agriculture. In 2 years you will see the results.
Even we don't need here.
Yeah, you will see the results. They will not do it. They will not do it. They took the money to follow Atiku. They went and pursue one useless election project that failed. So
it's actually very sad that we're experiencing this.
And honestly, adding to what Barita said about if we can have, if we can impute all this money into agriculture, it would also even sustain. It will also provide more jobs even to the youth, and the youth would even want to, have that courage and that confidence. Okay, they want to take up agriculture.
We have no business with poverty. We have no business with poverty.
Very true. With the landmass that we have, definitely we have no business with poverty. A barrister will still be here to take us on our main conversation. That is when we return. Rivers local government elections marred by disputes as Atiku Abubakar rejects results and Wike regains influence. In a bit, still Enterprise Morning. Please don't go anywhere.
We'll be right back.
Thank you so very much.